Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, everybody. Guys up here on the panel, all the folks in the chat. Good to see you all here already.
Yes, indeed.
We got
What a day. What a week.
Yeah.
What a weekend.
Yes, and we got a fourth person up here on the panel. What's going on with that?
What is up?
Welcome in, Dylan. How's it going?
Going.
So we got
Yeah, so welcome to the stream. Let's go ahead, introduce yourself. Let everybody know in the chat who you are, what you do, and why you're here.
Yep.
Dylan Bard, or online known as Pickle Outdoors. I am in the Army. I'm stationed at Fort Drum, and they have one of the most amazing fisheries that I take advantage of. And I won the photo contest. When was it? 2 weeks ago?
You're so modest for the guy who came up with the pictures that he came up with to win the photo contest and come up here. I mean, and let's be honest, like this photo contest is like a passive way of like saying, hey, yeah, coming up here and stuff like that. But the work that you do, the photos that you're doing, you're catching some serious fish and taking amazing photos of them while you're at it. So you're being very modest, and I appreciate that. I'll go ahead and sell it for you. Your stuff is awesome.
Thank you.
So you got a YouTube channel now, Pickle Outdoors, right?
I do, yep. It's a work in progress. It's just me editing videos, and I got one GoPro, and Abel.
Got to start.
I know that feeling.
And who's this?
This is Abel, my son.
The star.
Right, Abel, how you doing? Yep.
What's up, Abe? Everybody in the chat, give that kid some hellos. Tell him what he caught or what he almost caught.
Yeah, he almost caught today. I think it was a sturgeon. I don't think it was a salmon. I don't think it was a trout. But if you guys were on my Facebook, it was almost an hour-long flight with that fish. I ended up losing it.
Wow.
That's rad.
Those ones make stories.
Yes,
I'm envious. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, for sure. Say hey to the folks over here in the chat. We got the Kitchen Gamer in here. We got SoFlo Outdoors. Good to see you. Danny Baker. Good to see you, Danny. Glad you're in here.
Yeah, me too.
Who else we got? Ben Corubius is in the house. Good to see you, Ben. I think this is early for Ben. He's been a little later lately, so it's good to see you in here early. Mark J. Larson is in the house. Good to see you, Mark. Wild Japan, welcome aboard. I don't know if I've seen Wild Japan.
You're going to know about Wild Japan in just a little bit. We're going to be having a chat about him.
Okay, very cool, very cool.
Stick around, Japan. Stick around.
So, Pickle Outdoors, where did you come up with the name Pickle Outdoors?
So, me and my buddy, we got an advanced leader course. It's a course you have to go to when you're an NCO to get the next rank. It's required. We ended up getting it together, and we're in the same shop. And I think it was a Friday night. We might have had a couple too many drinks, and started talking about fishing, talking about outdoors, and we were eating pickles and peanuts for some reason. I don't know. And we're like, should start a podcast. So I asked my buddy.
I freaking love that conversation. I have it like once a week. Same, very similar scenario. I'm not like sitting there mixing pickles and peanuts, but I have that conversation once a week, a couple of drinks, and I'll be hanging out with whoever it is. I had it last weekend, hanging out with some friends that I hadn't seen in like 6 months. And I'm like, oh, we should do a podcast.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I like that you committed to it and you like made it happen.
Absolutely. People are like, Pickle Outdoors. I'm like, yeah, you'll never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
It's unique. It's unique. You type it into Google, you're the only Pickle Outdoors for sure.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You should come up with some kind of like little, what do they call that? It's like a gimmick or something where it's like every time you go do something, you get in a pickle. Like, it's because I'm Pickle Outdoors.
I was thinking when you say getting in a pickle, I'm thinking something bad happens every time.
Right. All right.
Yeah. Or you could do your t-shirts like Pickle Outdoors, but have a picture of like Pickle Rick. People will like that one too.
A good one. I don't know if that might be copyright. I don't know. So I actually have a buddy.
Make that happen.
He does tattoos, and he created a design. It's a pretty cool design. I just gotta work all the details out with like getting the design on a t-shirt and getting t-shirts made, and
Nice.
how many people want decals, and if people would even want them.
I do.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I collect them, and I have this pile that I've been collecting for like 2 years now. Some of the channels don't even exist. Like some of the ones I've been collecting, they're all gone. But I'm like, I'm going to end up having like a place to actually live stream instead of sitting here at my dining room table with like a bookshelf in the background. When that happens, all the stickers are going in there.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. So we got Wild Game Pursuit in the house.
What's up, Brad?
Good to see you, Brad.
Brad.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, real quick, you already told us, but that was before the show started. Let folks know how your last 24 to 36 hours have gone.
Yeah.
Well, I had 24-hour staff duty on Monday. So from 09:30 to 9:30 the next morning, which was this morning. You're not allowed to sleep. I told my wife last night, I'm like, we should go fishing tomorrow. I have the day off, and I haven't slept since. And we went fishing today, and we got back probably an hour ago, and I still haven't slept. So I'm drinking my dinner.
There you go.
Fire.
Cheers.
Still.
And you're you already told folks you're stationed at Fort Drum right now, and you're originally from Maryland, right?
Maine.
Maine, I'm sorry. So
Yep.
cold weather, you're used to all that up there.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yep,
cool.
love it. It's I can't wait for ice fishing. Can't wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've told the story many times. I've done it once, and I said when I did it, I'll never do it again. But I was a teenager. I had no shanty or nothing, and about froze to death out there. So I have never gone ice fishing since then.
I'm in on that. I want to do it.
It's an experience. My buddy was supposed to be here with me, but his family's sick, so he didn't come over. He's from Tennessee. I took him last winter, first time, and he said it's up there with. He used to do bass tournaments and stuff in Tennessee. He said it's up there with like first, second. He loves it.
That's cool. That's cool. So now, are you setting up some kind of shanty? You're protected from the elements a little bit.
Yep, I've got a shanty. I've got heater, all that. It's like 90 degrees in that shanty. Is to the point we got to open doors, and we're down to like t-shirt and ski pants.
Yeah, that I can hang. I could hang with that.
Yeah,
Right back in the day when it was just sitting on a bucket out there with no protection and the wind blowing across the frozen lake, that I just did not last long. We didn't have all the fancy Gore-Tex and all that, 100 years ago when I did it. So
right, yeah.
You probably put him on some fish.
Yeah, I put him on some crappie, put him on, I think we caught a bass through the ice, some pike. He likes it a lot because I got a fish finder, and he said it's just like playing video games. He's hooked now because you can see the fish on the flasher. You can see it come up.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he loves it. He's like, oh.
I wonder why they don't use that for more stuff.
that is cool.
There's the jetties. Why aren't people using that at like the jetties fishing? Maybe I'm letting out something that they don't know about. I don't know, but I personally, I will go, and I actually just recently did this, and I'm hoping to do it this weekend. I was actually talking to Danny Baker about this, but I actually go down snorkeling at like the fishing spots that I go to, and I go down and learn what's on the bottom, where are the rocks, because there will actually be pieces where there's like rocks missing. There'll be gaps in between them. I learn like all this stuff about the fishing spots that I go to whenever I have an opportunity to do it. Not everybody can do that. And so, you guys drop those viewfinders down there and see what's going on the bottom when you're underneath the ice and stuff. I'm curious why more people aren't doing that at other fishing spots.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've used the boat and driven around. It's not so much saltwater, but in the freshwater around some of the fishing docks on the lake, using the down inside image, so I
Mhm.
could see where people would drop Christmas trees and stuff like that,
Mhm.
make brush piles, and then hit a waypoint and kind of make a mental note on the dock where it's at. So if I'm fishing off that pier or dock, I know where stuff is. That's probably the closest I've come to doing that with boat.
Yeah, they've got like live scope and everything. You can see cars, all that underwater. It's
Live
pretty nice.
scope's kind of like what you were just talking about. Live scope, the
But-
Garmin live scope, you can see the fish, you can see your lure, and you can see the fish come up and bite your lure. It's like, man,
That's
so,
cool.
like you said, kind of like a video game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, Danny says it's because we don't know how to use a flasher. That's why they never get used. That's something that, oh man,
Flashers are old school.
someone needs to make that product and just put it on a float. I'm not even kidding. I went to Roy's Bait and Tackle. This is a while back. This is probably February back when I did this, but I went in there. I think I had a gift card somebody gave me for Christmas or something, and they had like I want to do more wade fishing. I don't do anything in the bays, and I want to expand my knowledge. I want to get better at that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, wade fishing gear. What are we gonna get? And I'm not finding anything. Like I want either like the $1,300 pair of waders, which I can't afford, or just lures and stuff like that. But they had a wade fishing thing. I don't even know what it's called. Like I always just use a stringer just tied to the belt loop when I'm walking around out there. But they had a mesh bag that was wrapped around two styrofoam flotation rings with tackle boxes that were zip tied down to it and some rod holders. And I was like, yes, this is exactly what I need so that I can go wade fishing, because now I can use the rod holders for holding cameras. And there's so many things I can do. Dude, it's two styrofoam rings with a mesh bag and some stuff zip tied down to it. Like there's nothing to this. Long story short, take two flotation rings and zip tie your flasher, camera, whatever that thing is called, zip tie it to them rings, and you have a new product you can sell.
There you go.
Jetty
That
fishing.
sounds like redneck ingenuity right there.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, Ben, he says there's been a big push of fishers using those underwater video capture cameras attached to surf rigs and also dropping them off of piers. I love it. I do too. I'm pissed as hell that these guys are beating me to this footage because I've been wanting to do that for a while. You can get the cameras now. I tried to get Rachel to let me buy one. It's not quite as dramatic, all that. We lost a couple cameras this year, but I tell you what, dude, I so wanted to get one of those cameras and drop it off at the rigs, drop it in the surf jetty. I don't even know. One of these days I am going to do that. I know Thresher had a hard time with his. You rarely see him use it, but I swear up and down I can find value in that camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. I've seen some pretty cool footage people have posted with those cameras. Seeing fish come, you see what's coming and pecking at your bait, and
Yeah,
you can see the ones that come by and then leave. And you're like, damn, I just missed that one.
they're really good too. Like the depth on those things is pretty impressive. The waterproofing that they use on cameras nowadays is so night and day different than it was. It's so night and day different than it was just 10 years ago.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Splash of water on a camera back then would ruin it.
Yeah, and it was a lot more expensive back then to get something that was good enough to go deep.
Yeah.
And it was usually something big and bulky.
If I'm not mistaken, those waterproof cameras that they tie to the end of those rods, like what he's talking about, like Bama and what is it? Bama and Brant, Angler Up with Brant. Those guys are big on using those things. And if I'm not mistaken, those things only cost like $150, $200, something like that.
Not too bad.
Not great footage, but it's it's 1080, but it's
Kinda
1080 that's 50 feet down.
It's kind of like that gun sight camera, where
I
you
want that too.
put it on their gun, and so you can see. It's kind of the same setup, but this time it's on your fishing line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually more than GoPro. GoPro's only rated to like 33 meters, I think.
Well, they put them in an aluminum case, and all it is just like it's like a flashlight like serious aluminum case. So yeah, the a little bit tighter seals and stuff. They're meant for it.
Yeah.
They have some of them that are rated up to like 500 feet, and they'll kick the crap out of a GoPro. Not footage wise, but just the depth they can go.
Right.
Grant, we never did pick on you yet, other than your day to day. What have you been up to?
Getting prepared for today. We had the depositions with the U.S. attorney today, so got that over with. I couldn't get out this weekend. It was hot, and we had a record today for 100 degrees. It's the latest since September 15th, 1939 was the last time.
Ooh, Dust Bowl.
September. Last time it hit 100 degrees. Here we are, September 20th. So
yeah,
it's hot.
Creeping back up here too. So we had the hottest.
It is, yeah.
July ever in San Antonio, and it was also the hottest month ever in San Antonio. Typically, August is worse, but we had almost every day was 100 in July. August was mid 90s. It was like, wow, August was a little bit better. September came down. We got some rain. We got some upper 80s, but by the end of this week, we're supposed to be seeing 100 degrees again. It's like, this is the end of September. Usually, this part of September, we just start cooling down. I mean, fall is Thursday, day after tomorrow. But yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
God, no, I'm not ready for that yet.
And
I know we're crying about hot temperatures and stuff, but I'm not ready for it to be fall yet. I'm still enjoying my summer.
I'm ready for fall, and it's supposed to drop big time Thursday. I've got plans to go with an old friend I haven't been out with in a while. Go check some trail cameras that he's got put up.
Nice.
I'm going to try to set up a dove hunt for Friday. If it's going to cool off, I got to get out and do something.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
Get out and do it.
Been like 47, 43 degrees here in the morning, 65 degrees during the day. It's perfect. I love it.
65? Is it 65 during the day?
Yep.
Oh, that is perfect. All right, when we're up in Michigan, we get there a little early or a little late. We got a little house up there. We go up there in the summertime, and we'll get some days where we got 40s in the morning, but it'll get up in the 60s in the air. I love that. That's perfect.
Perfect. That's like perfect grouse hunting during fall season.
Yeah, used to grouse hunt up there. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just when it starts staying in the 40s and getting down in the 20s and 30s at night, that's when I don't need to be there anymore.
I love it.
You need to snuggle up, get that A&J a little closer.
Yeah, right.
Danny Baker says his damn GoPro actually shuts down at about 50 feet. He couldn't get his best free dive on video because it would shut off.
Wow.
Dude, that's how I ruined both my Brylos. And I've actually ruined about in the past 15 years, I've ruined about 4 waterproof cameras by diving too deep for them. Luckily, I got good and fat, and I can't dive that deep anymore. So I can't ruin a waterproof camera as good as I used to be able to. Now I just drop them off the side of the boat.
Your cameras have a better depth range than you now, huh?
Now. Yes, now they do.
Yeah, small waters. I seen that one over there coming up, hit Puerto Rico pretty hard. And looks like it might go up and hit Bermuda, where I was actually born, for those of you that don't know.
Wow, really?
Yeah, going to hit Bermuda Islands. But it looks like it's staying off the U.S. coast. So our folks along the East Coast and Florida are safe from that one.
I'm sorry. I know exactly what I'm stepping in with this, but I live in Texas, and in Texas, I love a good hurricane. Everything slows down. You can relax. You know what I mean? Like, those are days off. Those are, when I was younger, those are party days.
Not the Cat 4s or Cat 5s, maybe.
Yeah, but how it's like, that's like a 1 in 8 or something.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I've had Cat 3s where we never saw a drop. Isidore did not drop a single drop on us, but we still got shut down for a weekend.
Hey, okay, fishing. I didn't even see you come in. Sorry about that. Said they were below 0 last night. Nope. Nope.
I believe he's saying below 0 Celsius. He's
okay, so that's still below 32. So that's still probably
that's still, yeah.
I'll go back.
Yeah, that's chilly.
I'll still take a nope on that. Yeah.
Ben says, I always believed the good to X feet for underwater devices was not the maximum, but a cumulative. I agree. I came from the oil field where it was like, at least that mentality where it's like, if they say it's good to 25,000 PSI, that means they've tested it to 50. They can guarantee it to 25. That's how I always took it.
Yeah, usually that's anything. Like, hey, this milk's good for 5 days. It's probably okay out to 7, but they know some idiots are going to leave it out of the fridge too long, so they're going to say 5 just to cover their butts. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. And I'm that idiot. I'm that one who's like, yeah, it says 5 days, but I bet I can get another day out of this last 3 drops of milk. What's up, Dad? How you doing?
And then with some mac and cheese, you will never tell.
There you go. A little lumpy would be all right.
Oh man, I never thought about that. I'm just straight up thinking about drinking it and putting it in the cereal. But you're right. When you're adding it in the food, that completely changes the equation. You're adding heat. I never thought about that.
Yeah, you guys go ahead. I'll let you guys try that. I'm a nope. Yeah, so I've been busy. If you follow me on my other social media outlets, I know Stanley's not a Facebook person, so he doesn't get to see all the awesomeness.
No, but Rachel just signed up for your page. I don't know why it took that long, but fun little side note, she did.
Awesome. So I've been busy with this boat stuff, so we got a lot of work to do on the trailer and the boat, and I went ahead and shot a video tour of the boat. So that's going to post, that'll be out this week. Nice. I just got to upload it to YouTube, figure out the thumbnail, and then, so it'll probably be up, what's today, Tuesday? It'll probably be up Thursday out there for folks to check out. That'll give you a good idea of where we're at on this boat and how big it is.
Nice.
So that's what I'll be busy with for a while. You'll get the feel for it when you guys see the video.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
28-foot boat, you said?
28, yep.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
That charter we went on was 31 foot. And that was nice. It was like 1.5, 2 foot waves. It was, you couldn't even tell. It was just coasting. It's awesome.
That's nice.
So you're basically stripping it all down and redoing everything.
Not everything, but there's things that need to be. So when you spend that much money on a boat, you get an engine tech, so a Yamaha tech for us to go through the motors to make sure they're straight. And then you get a certified inspector to do a hull survey. And that individual is checking everything from moisture in the hull, transom, all the electrical. And so basically when he's done, I get from him, basically I turn it into a to-do list. This is all stuff I want to get right, on this boat. And there's things that we want to change, right? The electronics are old. Some of them are faulty. So that's all in the video. You guys will get to see all that. A lot of it is just cleaning stuff and just that list that I talked about. A lot of things, there's little things like the drain, right, for the head. If you wanted to dump overboard, right, in Texas, you have to be 3 miles offshore to do that. Well, there's a peacock that you turn, right, to be able to do that before you push the button. Well, that has to be fit so that you have to use a tool to release it. And that simply means close it, wire tie it closed, and then you have to use a knife or cutters. That's a tool to cut it before you can turn it. So that's a simple little thing, and it's just one of those things on that list of things to do. So there's a lot of little simple things like that. There's actual like warning labels and stuff that are required to be in certain places on a boat, right? That I've never paid attention to, but my last boat was brand new. It had little warning labels on it. I just thought, oh, that's nice. The manufacturer did that. No, they're federal regulations, blah, blah, blah. And so it doesn't have some of those. So I need to order the little warning labels and stick them where they need to go. So,
dude, John, you need to go through that entire list and you need to make a video that's like I don't know, everything a first-time boat owner needs to know, or this is what I did not know before I bought the boat kind of video.
Yeah.
That's invaluable. I didn't know half this
lot of
stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff that people, kind of need to know.
Dealing with the bank and a broker instead of a dealer.
Yep.
And then there's an owner, this guy owns it, but he's got this broker to sell it. And I have to, oh my goodness, boy, I'll have some stories from all of that. I'm still dealing with them. I'm still waiting on certain paperwork so that I can actually legally register this thing.
And man, I know, like, I don't want to jinx anything. I don't mean to be that guy, but there's also going to be things that come up after the fact, like 30 hours in, 40 hours into, on the water.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't mean to be that guy, but it's like, that kind of stuff's going to come up. And also that is invaluable information that, anything like that. I'm like, put it on a video, please, because I need it. I'm going to consume this.
Kind of like get it trailered all the way here and then notice the hubs are throwing grease. So I dig into them and the hubs, I'm replacing all the hubs. The brake pads were pretty much gone. So all new brake pads. This is 3 axles, brakes on all 3 axles. Have to get all the rotors turned. I luckily went through multiple shops, finally found a shop, that old school shop, that they're turning them for me, but the price is going up because it's tearing up their equipment to turn them, because there's a lot of rust on them and that hurts their blades. And I'm like, the price is still a third of what a new rotor cost. So I'm like, sure, yep, I'm going to bring them to you and I'll pay you a little extra and you go ahead and keep turning them for me. So yeah, that was one of the things. And then this boat, the gross vehicle weight for the trailer is over 13,000 pounds. So in Texas, that trailer has to be inspected annually. Typically, you register a trailer, there's no title or nothing, and every year you just re-register. But with that size, I have to register it, I have to title it, and I have to get a safety inspection done on it. Just like a semi-trailer has to be inspected.
Does the inspection cost?
It's only like $7 or $8. So
That's not too
the
bad.
idea of towing the trailer with this great big boat on it to the location, which I don't know where the locations are yet, and having them inspect it is a little daunting. But other than that, it's not that big of a deal.
Shanae.
Hey, Shannon.
What's up?
Appreciate you coming and saying hi. Not the same without you.
Yeah. And she showed up well before closing time, so that's
right.
To be duly noted.
Speaking of which, real quick, let's give a real quick hello. A little bit belated here, guys. Apologize for that. But a real quick hello, Mr. Nicholas Pickle Outdoors, sir. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. And we have Mr. Doug Scott in the stream. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Scott, is this your first time here with us? And if not, I apologize for that. But yeah, Southeast Wisconsin.
I think it is.
Love the area.
No doubt. What's up, Nick? I miss Nick coming in too.
Yeah, I didn't see Nick come in, but I was running my mouth, so that happens.
So I have a question, John. Are you running a brake booster on your truck for that trailer?
No, the trailer has a brake system built into it in the tongue, right? It's a collapsible spring system, and it'll load up the brakes. And then it has an emergency cable that you attach to the truck, and if the whole thing comes off the truck, that cable will lock the brakes on the trailer too. So,
gotcha.
So yeah, it's a big beast. Triple axle.
What kind of hauling? Like, what are the things you got to look at in the truck you need to own to haul a trailer like that?
A truck with more power than mine.
Yeah.
So I've got a Dodge Ram Mega Cab. So the Mega Cab, mine is a 1500, but the Mega Cab, they put it on the 2500 chassis. So I've got the running gear and springs and everything from a 2500. So it's heavy duty. But I've got that Hemi 5.7, which has been a great motor. It gets horrible gas mileage. I average 11 to 12 miles to the gallon. And with my old boat, it didn't even know the boat was there. My mileage did not change at all. When we towed this boat from Port O'Connor to here, I got 5.5 miles to the gallon. and the truck.
It's
worked.
okay. Everybody calm down. It's not like he's paying $5 a gallon.
Yeah, that's true. Here we're getting it for. I'm fighting under $3 now, but the truck worked harder than I've ever worked it. So we've decided for now we're gonna, once we get the boat up the way we want it, we're gonna take it down to the coast and store it, covered electrical so I can keep batteries charged and all that, and then Audrey's vehicle is going to pay off in a few years. When that pays off, we'll probably trade it in and get either 2,500 or 3,500 with a diesel. And that's really, and to be honest, it's got a 9.5 foot beam. The boat does. That's really wide.
Yeah.
And on our highways, each state's a little different, but they average anywhere from 8 to 8.5 foot being the legal limit. And then you have to have a wide load permit. So technically, anytime I pull that thing anywhere, I'm supposed to have a wide load permit, which in Texas, like if I was taking it to Michigan, in the future with the diesel, I could get a permit here in Texas for like $50 for the trip there. And I'm okay. Every other state recognizes that unless I get off on little side roads, if I have to stay on the main interstates, right? And so for me, if I'm back and forth twice during the year, $50 or $60 for the permit, I don't mind paying that. But every forum I go on and talk to people that have boats like this, they always say it's never an issue. Oh, I've never been pulled over. No, I've never had an issue. Only one person got pulled over for something else, and that led them to looking further into it and realizing that he was oversized. So.
I will. I want to add into this conversation for just a moment, and I don't want to knock anybody, but it's something to consider for this. Maybe not. I don't know, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. There was an occasion many, many years ago, a different lifetime ago, where I had an ice chest that had some fish in it that probably shouldn't have been in the ice chest, but I had fish that were just fine on top. And the game warden came and checked out the fish, and they're like, okay, everything looks good, but let's see what's on the bottom of the pile. And I was like, okay. So, lifted it up, and I was like, oh, there's nothing underneath them. But then a fish that probably should have been there slipped out. Mm-hmm. And the game warden had no idea what he was looking at. And I got away. And there's a possibility that this was not even an issue. However, there's a possibility that it was an issue. And I don't want to go any farther than that. This is like early high school kind of days. So that haven't been, so like my point on this story is like, I'm being open and honest about that. But the point on the story is that something like the difference between an 8.5 foot beam and a 9.5 foot beam, it's worth paying $50 for the permit to be safe, especially on the drive that you're talking about. It's a multiple day journey. You want to be safe and everything else. But at the same time, there's a very real possibility that nobody's going out there with a tape measure to double check, your beam. They don't even know that.
A lot of them don't even know that those laws, you know what I mean? Because that's not really, some of the especially local law enforcement side. Now you got DOT agents that are out there on the highways, specifically looking at truckers and stuff like that. And if you come across one of them, they're gonna know, right? But short of that, the likelihood is very, very, very low that you're going to come across an officer that actually knows that type of stuff. Especially if you got clean-looking trailer, which this one is, nice and shiny, and new brakes, all the lights work. Well, I got one light to replace, a marker light. I've already got the light. So, you don't draw attention to it by looking like you're pulling a big old pile of crap down the road, and that might make them dig a little deeper if you do that.
Yeah, and that's how that goes. That's how that always goes. Yeah, that's how that happens. Shannon, I'm very curious about this. She says you just had it up a moment ago. Just finished cooking a huge bag of fried mangrove, redfish, and then snook, among some other things. Thought of you guys the whole time. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that, being a part of the dinner experience. If we're not even getting in on that, however, I would like to hear about cooking snook, because I have been told Rachel hates it, and I haven't cooked it since this one time when I had this ice chest full of stuff that I probably shouldn't have had in the ice chest. Long story short, Rachel does not like snook. I haven't eaten it in a long time. I don't remember much about it, but I know that they're like not the best fish to cook. So I'm kind of curious your thoughts and recipes that you would use on snook.
Well, I know what I've heard is don't cook them with the skin on. If you cook them with the skin on, they get that nickname soap fish because it tastes good.
Yeah.
But I've never had it, so I don't know.
Yes, let us know, Shanae.
Yep.
I'm actually like really curious about this.
Yeah.
And I've actually, just to be honest with you here, it might not happen right now, but I'm going to go ahead and do this call out anyway. John, my friend Nick, we'll see him in the chat, Sinox, if he shows up. He's got some questions for you about boat ownership and like transferring a title from a different state. If he shows up, he's got questions, but I'm going to let him ask whenever he gets here. If he doesn't show up, I'm letting you know now so that we can call him out later. Be like, dude, we were going to answer your question, and it didn't happen. So
exactly.
That's what he gets for like texting me instead of like coming into the chat and asking like a regular human being on a Tuesday night.
Exactly.
My parents just did that. They said that you get checked when you go to Maine too for your trailer and stuff, all that. They just texted me. It came across the screen.
It's and transferring titles, like there's like here in Texas, your boat's titled through Texas Parks and Wildlife, but the trailer's titled through the DMV, right? So and they each have different forms that both you and the seller have to fill out and sign. And so I've got all the titles signed over from him and all that, and bill of sales, but he didn't do those forms. So I got to go to the broker. I don't have direct contact with the seller. So I go to the broker who ignored me for 2 days saying, hey, I need them to sign these forms, send them to me so I can finish them and get the deal done.
So apparently with snook, obviously you got to take the skin off, never leave the skin on, wash it very well. Shannon only likes it fresh and fried. My dad says I've always loved slot snook. The skin will make it taste like soap. The rules are different now than they used to be. So, my dad was able to get into them a lot more than what I've been able to. They're all over the place down here. They're just really difficult to catch.
Yeah, I've never caught one. I haven't been with anybody who's ever caught one. I've only seen some of the, Thresher and them guys in their videos sometimes catching them. But
and I was just out at the Peccary Channel Jetty very recently doing some snorkeling out there. And I kid you not, there were hundreds around the end of that jetty. They just don't take a bait.
Smart.
Yeah. They're very line shy. I don't know what the case is. Like, that's something I'm actively like kind of trying to learn about.
So
never caught snook.
So what's your white whale fish to catch there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pickle. What up?
What do you want? What's your biggest goldfish to catch that you haven't ever caught?
Bucket list fish.
Bucket list fish. Or maybe you've caught all the fish. I don't know.
Yeah, he has that look of a guy who's caught them all. And he's like, okay. What was like the 8th or 9th one down on the list?
I would say I definitely want to catch a tuna. That's up there on my bucket list.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was just able to ridiculously take that off my list.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Nice.
That was an awesome fish.
Tuna's a good one. That's on my list too. You see that, Stanley? Danny Baker says he's got a secret, but you got to go with him to learn the secret.
Yeah, I know, but that's a conversation that we can't have on a live stream.
Because it's a secret.
It's a secret. Mm-hmm. Jump on the Patreon, yo. You want to get in on secrets.
That's where they tell all the secrets.
We haven't, but yeah, there's like for anybody who is in on the Patreon and wants secrets, that's where we're going to discuss it.
So, Stanley, before we get too late into all this, you got some photos you want to share with us again?
Yes. Okay. So here's the deal. Dylan over here won our first Discord Photographer of the Week contest. And what it is, on Discord, you have different roles that are provided. Well, this one is specific to the guy who won that week. Unfortunately, Pickle wasn't the only one that won, but he tied up with Pickle Outdoors, who we'll be talking to very soon here. You guys got to split the belt for this first time around.
Yep.
Pickle is also, he still holds the belt. He won last week as well. So he's actually going to be the one handing off the belt to the next guy this week. We need to take a look at the photos from the Discord server this week. And if you want in on this, there is a link to the Discord server in the description of the video down below. But for right now, let's take a look at the photos of the week, and we will see who Dylan here has to hand the trophy off to.
Yeah, and our issue with the Discord server links is they expire.
So it's not.
I don't have a new one in the description below. So tonight during this, one of us will grab one and put it in the chat.
I have it right here. If you want to pull up those pictures, I will pull up the new link.
Throw it in the chat.
I forgot about that. Those links can be funny. So I'm going to post that in the chat right now. Anybody who is interested in jumping in on the Discord, well, here you go. This is your invitation. And while you're doing that, let's take a look at the pictures of the week. So first off, just like little self thing here. So I'm not going to get too deep into this. I did some offshore stuff the other day, but then after we went offshore, Savannah and I, and this video, I'm afraid it's not going to post for a couple of weeks, but the Savannah and I went and had a dad-daughter day out at the beach. We actually made a video about this. We had a lot of fun. It's going to be a cool video. And this is just a couple of pictures that I took along the way for that trip. It was cool. It was a fun little trip.
Hey, Stanley.
It says invite invalid. That's supposed to be like okay, all right. My apologies. Like I said, dude, this Discord stuff gets just a little weird. Let me real quick get you a invitation.
They seem to expire like within I don't know how much time, but yeah, you got to keep getting a new one.
That was supposed to be the updated one. Like I don't know, whatever. There's a good one for you. I appreciate the Discords like that, but
if that doesn't work, Stanley Orchard owes you money. All right, anyway, back to the pictures.
Yeah, Kitchen Gamer, thank you. I went and after you told me about that, I went and generated one that had like all the things taken off of it, but apparently that didn't work. So I'll figure that out. Thank you though. I do appreciate it. The insight, if nothing else. So this was just a fun weekend that Savannah and I had. You'll be seeing a video on that coming in probably about 2 weeks here. I think it is.
Cool pictures.
I appreciate that. Just wanted to get them out there. Let's go on to the Discord, guys. So right off the bat, these are some of the guys and gals who posted some of the best pictures that we've had on there all this week.
Nice flathead.
Ben says if people would just join the Discord, they wouldn't need a link. Very true. That's
like
on you guys.
Maybe a warmouth and then a nice largemouth.
Is that? You know what? You're right. I saw that dot on there. I thought it was a sunfish, but you're right. I think that's something that I'm less familiar with.
Yeah, I think that's a warmouth.
So
rock bass. Some people call them rock bass.
Which I think sunfish is just a generalization of
a bunch of them on the bluegill. There is a sunfish, right? There's yellow-bellied sunfish, shell crackers. Oh my God, there's tons of them. Yeah, in Texas, all of them are perch.
In Texas, we call them perch.
No, none of them really are perch.
What's up, Hookup and Backlash? Appreciate you coming and hanging out, man.
Hey, he finally showed up. His ears should have been burning last week when we were talking about him and that Hobie, or not Hobie, but the Haynes boat tournament. And we talked about how his uncle won a boat. Yeah. You didn't show up for any of that. I thought we
Dude, and I was there. I was at that whole thing. We were pulling up to the dock when you guys were doing the announcements, and I missed you.
We can do the pictures of your son's fishing thing for next week. So just send them to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked the whole story about the boat your uncle won and all that. And you missed it because you weren't here, bud.
Come, dude. Get a hold of us this week. Yeah. Let's talk.
Yeah, if you want to jump on, maybe we get you on. We'll see.
I'd be game for that.
So those are some nice fish. I like all of them.
All good ones, yeah. And we got more. Hey, Ben, I got you in on this.
Peacock.
I respect a good jackfish. That is one of the best fighting fish that you're going to get, period.
Make this bigger so I can see it. Try to figure out, is that a little hammerhead or what kind of shark is that?
You know what? That's actually a good question. I'm not sure, but it's either a spinner or a black tip, or possibly a bull shark. I don't know if bull sharks have that black tip on their dorsal fin.
Got a weird nose on it. I
That's
can't tell what MXD's fish is.
MXD's is a perch. That's his PB perch that he just caught.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
There's a couple
nice.
nice crappie. Yeah, those are nice crappies.
Slabbers.
Yeah,
those
he
are
actually.
slappers.
That's Channel Cats, and Channel Cats is in soccer practice. He apologizes. He cannot be here tonight, but he does want to present some like defense for himself. He is one of our he's the other photographer of the week winner.
Yeah.
So he's defending his title with these pictures right now with the with his crappie and
a
with
nice
that.
white bass.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
I'll
a
say I
hybrid
like-
or is it striped?
That's a white. I think that's a white bass. And I would say that just based on size, I'd say that really is a good photo of that fish.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah, I like that photo a lot because you got the background kind of blurred. The fish is in focus. I like that one.
Yeah, Shannon, you're absolutely right. The sand on the head does make it a little distorted. It makes it a little hard. There's like some background stuff in there.
Yeah.
The photo quality was a little bit lower. I think he said something along the lines of couldn't do a photo that high quality, so that's why it has to be a little bit smaller.
Ben got himself a Jack Crevalle there.
Yeah, out on the jetty. Which jetty was that, Ben? It says PB Jack, dude. Man, I tell you what, like those 36-inch jacks, that is something else. And they're all over the place. Like they're there. You just gotta be there when they show up.
Those
Yeah, I
good
guess
eating.
the bull reds are running pretty good right now too, from what I'm seeing.
Yes, they are. They're starting to. And look at this, dude. We got Nick calling right now. Let me send him a little message. Hey, buddy, streaming right now.
Beautiful pictures,
Yes.
man. Okay, fishing. That perch is beautiful.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, the colors, the blue background, that looks, and then Dylon, the big picture of yours there. That is all those pictures on that slide right there are good looking pictures.
So
Wild Japan, that's beautiful.
to be fair on this, for first off, Wild Japan, if you're still here, gorgeous photo. Please keep them coming. I love that shot. You didn't need anything else in it. That's just a gorgeous sunset. Kai, of course, if you're still hanging around in here, he had some absolutely epic. This is one of several photos that he had. Absolutely epic yellow perch. And then Dylan, dude, I did not fit in all of his photos on here because he had several that were really good. These were two of the ones that I was just like, I've got to save just a little bit of space, but these were two. It's like I got to pick these. For anybody who's interested and wants to see the rest of the photos, check out the Discord. We've got tons of them in there.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love those pictures.
Yeah.
got
This
more
is
for it?
I was stoked about this slide to say
Yeah,
the least.
that was a coho tonight.
Beautiful.
So, do you set your camera up to take pictures, or does somebody get some photo cred for this one?
Right?
Sierra.
Yep.
All right.
Good
Dylan?
job, Sierra. Nice pictures.
Dylan Sierra. Whoever did that, you're awesome. That's a fantastic photo.
It is.
Thank you. Yep. Yeah,
You got
she's
another slide, Stanley?
Yep, let's do it. So this is it. To determine our photographer of the week for the Discord server, these are your 4 finalists. 2 of them are they're trying to regain they're trying to keep the title. We got Pickle and we got Channel Cats. These guys currently hold the title of photographer of the week. We're going to let everybody in the chat now determine who needs to be the person walking away with it now.
I cannot believe Pickle's perch didn't make the cut. I'm boycotting. No, I won't boycott. But that perch was beautiful.
Pickle or Kai? Okay,
Yeah,
fishing.
Okay.
He's a moderator. That's not fair. I can't do that. Can I?
Should
Should I?
Okay, go ahead and you're gonna have to quit being a moderator for him. So
Don't say that. Jesus, don't say that. My life is so much easier with him there. Don't say that.
all right. So
My whole life is easier.
I love Wild Japan's picture, but no fish in it, so I'm not going there. The bat, that's one of my bucket list fish, that peacock bass.
Yeah,
right?
same here.
It's a good photo. I think their two photos are the best photos on the screen, which unfortunately or fortunately are the same two guys who tied last time. Man. All right, I'm going to make my pick right now. I'm going to put it on the thing.
Shannon, she says, my husband doesn't let me take pics. I'm too shaky. You know what? I said the same thing about Rachel when we first started. Like that first year, I had a whole training course on her. Like, this is how you prevent shaky cam. Like, it became Rachy cam. Like, it was a whole joke. It was a thing. And now, looking back on it, it's like, yes, I don't want the camera to do this. I don't want it to be shaky. But I do want Rachel's personality. And if her personality is spastic like this, so if the camera has a little bit of this to it, I'm like, you know what? Like, I do want that. I do want that. I have backtracked on that a hair, like where I want her personality to be represented in her filmography.
Yeah. So this weekend coming up, we're actually go salmon fishing again, and I get to play photographer.
Yes, I love that.
Awesome. Good idea.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
Provide the commentary, and just you need to go to town on that. Make them look like an all-star. Be the photographer that you are. I guarantee you do not even understand the benefits you will reap from that.
Yeah, it's going to look good. I think the votes are in, man.
Dude, I think we are. Mr. Kenneth Kimball, appreciate you jumping in for the vote there, sir. Slipping one in last moment there. Is that a buddy of yours?
Yeah.
Nice. Appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Even if it's just a vote. Appreciate you jumping in.
Don't want the camera to go to the bottom either. Thank you for that, Dad.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Not another
Don't
one.
let it go to the bottom.
I mean, at least use it longer than 6 weeks before you let it go to the bottom.
I don't think you have much trouble tallying the score here. It looks like a sweep.
It's a runaway.
Yeah, this is
Was it?
the biggest marginal win we've had for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
So,
and I'll
hey,
be honest, I was torn between A and B, both great photos, but I like seeing the angler in the photo with the fish. So
I agree. And you know, that's something to think about. So like when you're out there this weekend, when you're doing some fishing, when you get yourself a good fish, it's not just about you catching that good fish nowadays. It's 2022.
Mhm.
You need to have your wife in on it. You need to make sure that she is enjoying herself and appreciating what you are doing, because she's going to be the one who's going to make it an everlasting memory. And it can be a good everlasting memory or a bad one. That is entirely up to you.
Or a funny one.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you very much to Pickle Outdoors and Channel Cats for your entries. Also, Nick and Wild Japan, you guys did a fantastic job. Keep them coming. I am loving the photographs. This is not the first time you've been here.
Winner.
This one's Pickle. He's running away with it again. Thank you, sir.
He's like the Mike Tyson of this.
He is, dude.
For now, who's going to challenge him?
What are you guys going to do this weekend to take over? This is your chance now. You know, like you see what he's got. Beat him.
Can I post a picture of a greasy axle hub?
I've seen your TikTok, sure.
Oh, I did put it on TikTok. You're right.
Yeah.
TikTok, Twitter.
It's going to get from here.
Very awesome.
So yeah, Danny and I say this, Danny, just so you know, I had a couple other things. I had a dentist appointment get dropped in my lap, or an orthodontist appointment on Saturday. So we were talking about Danny's going out to St. Joe's Island. He's going to be camping overnight. He's going to do some spearfishing out there.
Nice.
He invited me, and I'm like, dude, thank you so much. I desperately want to get in on this. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it.
Ouch.
I'm still pulling strings, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
I just seen Thresher Fishing Camp overnight on the North Jetty.
It's amazing. And to be honest with you, I've never set foot on that. That jetty is amazing. There's great fishing. I guarantee he's going to kill it over there.
Boat. All right. Ben, sir, you didn't have to, but I much appreciate that. you do need help with the boat fund nowadays. So
Cheers.
I appreciate
Cheers
it.
to that, sir. Scholar and a gentleman.
Absolutely.
Miss Sierra, I took those pictures while holding a baby and making sure my 4-year-old didn't fall in. It wasn't easy. Now, 2 things on this. I got to say this. 2 things on this. For one, sometimes that 4-year-old has to fall in. But for two, you just won a photo contest while holding a baby and making sure that a 4-year-old wasn't going to fall in the water. You deserve an amazing pat on the back, Sierra. You are awesome. That is rad. Kudos to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great job, Mama. I totally agree.
Great job.
Yep.
Yeah, really, we should be giving her the award. What are we talking about?
Yeah, actually, yeah. You need to get her a gift card, some roses. I don't know, whatever, but
Anything you win from this, you need to give to her. So you'll have to talk to Stanley and see what it is you're winning.
Sierra, you are very busy. However, if you joined the Discord server, I will automatically hand that award over to you. If that doesn't mean love, then I don't know what is. That goes beyond love, in my opinion. That's not just, that is love. I love what's going on back over here, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's not just love, though. That's work ethic.
The Mama
solid.
baseball trip. There you go. Sinead's got it.
I don't know
Yes,
how-
exactly.
I don't know how she does it. I couldn't do it. No way.
Well, been there. Ours are grown and gone now. Hey, we're coming on the downhill side here. We got like 3 minutes. So let's go ahead, folks in the chat. Let us know what you got coming up this next weekend prior to our next show. Grant, I'll start with you. What you got coming up? I know you want to get out and try to find some dove and whatnot.
Yeah. I did get the drone out over the weekend. We had a
Nice.
town was full of smoke. Apparently, it was a prescribed burn from Missouri that was making smoke all the way over here. But I got a few shots of the garden with the drone. I need to make a garden video. It's been like 3 weeks. I do have some fall stuff growing finally. So
Yep.
we'll see.
All right, Stanley, what about you? What you got coming up for the next show?
All right. So I am trying desperately to do whatever I can to get out to St. Joe's this weekend. On top of that, I'm going to do something. If I can't manage that, I am going to do something. But on top of that, we are full-fledged trying to figure out what we are going to do for Sharkathon. Like Ben mentioned, we are going to be camping out at the beach. We are going to be fishing for sharks. We're going to hit it hard. And that is an open invite for anybody who wants to go out to a bonfire on Padre Island in what we presume is going to be very nice weather. This is an open invite. You are welcome to join us. As with everybody here, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channels. Links are in the description down below. Get in touch with me, Discord server, whatever the case may be. If you want to get in on this, let me know, and I will let you know everything you need to in order to get in on that. It's going to be a party. If you want to help promote your YouTube channel, whatever the case may be, come on down. We're going to have some fun with it.
What about you, Dylon? What you got coming up?
I'm gonna take the wife fishing. I got her license, and
Nice.
gonna try and get some good. I don't know if I can compete with those photos though.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's what a lot of people have been saying this week.
He'll be like, oh, we didn't get any good photos this time.
That's a big sturgeon.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know by now, we're working on a boat. So I did shoot a video tour of the boat, like I said earlier. That should be posting probably Thursday. And then between now and whenever, my other social media links, you'll see boat stuff because we'll be working on that boat.
Dude, look at this. The chat is tearing it up. You guys got
We got a lot of stuff going on. Bow season coming.
Shannon. Yeah, Shannon's looking at going to the East Coast for some shelling after the storm. That needs to be a video. Wild Japan, if the weather stays nice, I plan to hike Tsukuba, the shortest of Japan's 100 famous mountains. That needs to be a video. Mark J. Larson Outdoors. I just got a new crossbow Saturday. Also needs to be a video. Henry Mosley, bow season starts this weekend. Get in on that. I guarantee that's going to be a video. Peter, the kitchen gamer, first video release that I've done in a few weeks. Also completing paperwork for my capstone project and might be shooting a new video. Also walking. Kudos, guys. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are doing some amazing stuff. Stuff. Hooked and Backlash, smoking some brisket this weekend. Guys, get us some photos. Beat this dude.
Yeah. Go fishing, get some photos, and beat this guy, and see what happens.
Stay safe and stay legal.
Yes.
There you go. Good call. All right, folks. I think we're going to shut her down now. Let me get that set up. And I hope y'all have a good week. I know this made my week so far a little better. I hope it did the same for all of you. And we will see y'all in the next one. Where are we going to be next week, guys?
Should be at my
Grant McIntosh's house next week. So be there, be square. Peace out, folks.